The following is a short presentation on fats, or the scientific name, lipids. What is a fat? It's a group of organic compounds that include fats, oils and steroids. They are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, but there is no ratio of hydrogen atoms to oxygen atoms. And all fats are hydrophobic, this meaning that they do not like water. Fat molecules are made of glycerol and 3 fatty acid molecules. They are called triglycerides because there are 3 fatty acids. As previously stated, fat molecules are also known as a triglyceride because they have the glycerol, glyceride, and tri because they have 3 fatty acids. A phospholipid is basically a triglyceride, but where one of the fatty acid chains has been replaced by a phosphorus or phosphate group, as seen in the picture at the bottom of the slide. As previously stated, a phospholipid is made up of 2 fatty acids, a glycerol unit and a phosphate group, and also a polar molecule. The phosphate group and the polar head region of the molecule is hydrophilic. This means that they are attracted to water. However, as already discussed, the fatty acid tail is hydrophobic. This means it doesn't like water. So when a phospholipid is placed in water, they will orient themselves into a bilayer in which the non-polar tail regions faces the inner area of the bilayer and the polar head regions face outwards and interact with the water. Phospholipids are a major part of the cell membrane, which contains the cytoplasm and other parts of the cell. Hydrolysis. The link between the glycerol and fatty acids is known as an ester link. An ester is made up of carboxyl acid and an alcohol. Carboxyl acid plus alcohol equals an ester plus water. This is a condensation reaction. 2 molecules join together to form one larger molecule, called the ester, and a smaller molecule, usually water. The reaction of an alcohol with a carboxylic acid is a reversible reaction. In the reaction, some of the ester molecules formed are split up again into the alcohol and carboxylic acid they are made from. This happens when water reacts with the ester link. This is a hydrolysis reaction. A hydrolysis reaction is one where a large molecule is split into 2 smaller molecules by the reaction with water. When an alcohol reacts with a carboxylic acid, an equilibrium is produced. The equation for the reaction contains a double arrow. The forward reaction is a condensation reaction, and the reverse reaction is a hydrolysis reaction. Fats can be either saturated or non-saturated. Saturated fats are usually a solid at a room temperature, such as animal fats and butter. Unsaturated are liquids at room temperature, such as your sunflower and vegetable oils. Now, saturated fats are formed with single carbon-to-carbon bonds, but unsaturated are formed with a double bond. This usually means that there is a kink in the chain. Saturated and unsaturated fats are both essential in a diet. However, you need more amounts of some than the other. These fats can be found in butter, cheese, oils, fish, nuts, eggs, meats, avocado, peanut butter, dairy. The main function of fats in the body is to provide energy. By supplying energy, fats save proteins from being used for energy and allow them to perform their more important role of building and repairing tissues. Fats can also be stored in the body for later use. When we eat food, or when an animal eats food, which has more energy than is required by the body, that excess food is deposited under the skin in the form of subcutaneous or adipose tissue fat. In addition to supplying energy, fats also help in forming structural material of cells and tissues, such as the cell membrane. Fats also carry the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E and K. Without fat, the body would be unable to use and synthesize these fat-soluble vitamins. Some fats supply essential fatty acids, and they also make the food palatable and give it a better taste. Deficiencies in fats within a diet can cause many issues: achy joints, constipation, gastrointestinal problems, low energy, lowered immunity, lowered body weight, weakness, poor growth, and it is optimal for fetal development as a pregnant bitch, a pregnant cow is going to need more fat so that they are able to provide themselves plus their growing fetus with everything that it needs. Too much fat in a diet can cause high cholesterol, high blood pressure, excessive weight gain, heart problems. It can have lots of negative impacts on many of the organs. It can cause diabetes, gallbladder disease, and cause problems with bones and joints having to carry that excess weight. Regular health checks are essential to ensure that animals have got the right diet and are getting all the essential nutrients that they need. You can also check that an animal isn't having too much fat by using a body conditioning score. There are a few examples of these on the following slides.